Okay, good afternoon everyone and Merry Christmas, and firstly again welcome to the school of NPSC in NSSP. I hope today you are all enjoying the Christmas time, the festive seasons, but we are here again with the most important topic for the NPSC mains this year, coming this year in the month of March. Today our topic is the split system. Alright, this split system, it's a very important topic from the NPSC public administration mains point of view. This the split system is often asked in NPSC. It's a very important topic. So today see split means you all know it means divided, right? When I say split, that means you are divided. So you are divided between what? Line and staff. Two things we are going to discuss today. Okay. Split means you are divided between whom? Line and the staff. Line means the directorate. Line means the directorate, and staff means the secretariat. Alright. So I'll say it's too important. We have just two small topics today. Very easy, and try to get this one. When I say line, it means the directorate, which you will be working after you crack the exam. Secretariat means the secretariat, Nagli secretariat. Okay, so these are two things I will discuss today. See, secretariat means staff means if you choose as a SA, secretariat assistant, you are going to be employed the secretariat as a staff. Okay, you will be a secretariat assistant. You will help the ministers in the execution of laws, you know. And whereas directorate means you will be in the field work. When I say directorate, if you choose directorate, if you choose BDO, Block Development Officer this year, or an inspector of taxes, inspector of industry, inspector of labor and all, you have to work in the subdivision, which means under the directorate. But your headquarters is in Kohima. Remember, your headquarters is in Kohima. Directorate, the headquarters is in Kohima. Secretariat also the same. Your headquarters is in Kohima, but your job is different. When I say secretariat job is just to advise the ministers and make laws and regulations and the policies of the government. The state policies are made in the secretariat. So you'll every time advise the ministers, assist the minister in the formulations of policies and all. Okay, but when I say directorate is not like that. Directorate means whatever you make in the secretariat, it is the directorate who will implement the laws. Too important. They are interconnected, brothers and sisters. Remember, secretariat is more powerful because all the service rules and regulation, promotions, or the policies is made in the secretariat, and it is the directorate. It is the directorate, okay, who will implement all these laws. Remember, secretariat will never come in contact with the people. No, it is the directorate who will implement all these policies. So they are interconnected. One will make the policies, who? The secretariat will make the policies, and who will implement the laws? It is the directorate. So it is up to you. If you choose as the secretariat assistant on EAC, no, you can still stay in the secretariat. You can be with the ministers, assist the minister, advise the ministers. You know, but if you choose the directorate, you'll never come to the secretariat. Remember, you might become a director one day. Okay, you are the head of the directorate in a department. Okay, take the example. If you choose a block development officer, one day you will be the director of the RD department, right? Rural development department. So you'll be the post in the directorate. So that's all. It's up to you. Which post you want to choose, it's up to you. I've been telling you all this. So now, today I will give you some powers and functions which is done by the directorate, and in the secretariat, I will give you some of the powers and functions which is being performed by this secretariat. And secretariat is also known as the staff agency. Too important. Who is the staff agency? A staff agency are those officers or those gazetted officers or non-gazetted who help the ministers in the formulations of national policies, or who advises the ministers in the making of laws and all. Okay, whereas directorate means those officers, an inspector, a BDO in the subdivisions who will implement the laws which is made in the secretariat. So they are interconnected. But if NPSC asks you who is more powerful, It is the secretary at the end of the day. And remember, it is known as a split system. Okay, NPSC might ask you, what is this split system? Split system means the government of Nagaland is divided into two parts, directorate and secretariat. Directorate concerned with execution of law. Secretariat in the formulations of law. That's all. So I will also give you some advantages. NPSC might ask you in this way. Highlights or bring out some advantage of the split system. Highlights or bring out some advantages of the split system. So under split system, now the work is going to be divided, so there is a less, just like under the split system, the work will become less, right? Because you are going to divide between the two. So advantages of the split system, I will give you the next point. But as of now, you please write down the powers and functions which is done in the secretariat. Okay, so please write down. I will give you some of the powers and functions which is performing the secretariat. It might be up to 5 marks, so at least 5 points. I'll give you some 5 important points of the secretariat. Okay, secretariat. Please write down, a secretariat is a staff agency. A secretariat is a staff agency. A secretariat is a staff agency, and some of the powers and functions performed by the secretariat. Some of the powers and functions performed by the secretariat. Number 1. To serve as a think tank of the state government. To serve as a think tank of the state government. Too important. To act as a think tank of the state government. Think tank means what? Advise the ministers in all the important issues. We all know. You bring NPSC as a secretary assistant. You will reach the rank of a secretary if you enter at a young age. So the ministers who is elected mostly are incapable, illiterate, or might be they are not aware of what is happening in the state politics, or might be the governance of the day. So you will act as a think tank every time. The secretariat will act as a think tank. Think tank means advise the ministers on all important issues of the state government. Number 1 point, too important. Second. To approve the service rules and the amendments. To approve the service rule. To approve the service rules and the amendments. Yes, service rules and all, right. If they want to make some changes in the service rules of the state government, it is a secretary who will do it. Okay, so it's one of the most powerful functions which is performed by the secretary again. Next is to act as a link. To act as a link. To act as a link between the central and the state government. You see, to have context or link, yes, the secretary will act as a link between the government of India and that particular state government. Every time. It is only in the secretary you can connect with the government of India. So the secretary also functions as a link or contact between the government of India and government of the state of Nagaland. Next point. To receive the complaints, representatives and appeals from the people and solve them. Too important. To receive the complaints, representatives and appeals from the people and solve them. Yes, you are here. Why do you have a secretariat? To receive the complaints from the people all over the state. We have 17 districts. So for you, in the secretariat, You will receive the complaints from the people and you will try to solve the problem. That's all. That is your powers and function. Secondary duties is just that one. Alright. Next is to prepare the state budget and impose control on the public expenditure. Yes, who will prepare the budget, state budget? Obviously, in the secretary. It is in the secretary. The state budget of the Nagaland is prepared, and they will also have a control of the public expenditure. Too important. It is in the secretary who makes the state budget, and they will also have control of the public expenditure, which means they have to ensure that whatever the budget has been passed, that particular budget has to be spent on the right purpose. So many schemes and projects is going to be approved in the state budget, right? So this budget has to be implemented by the state government at the right time, and you have to see that. And next is to formulate the policies and programs of the state government. Yes, the most important function of a secretary is to formulate the policies of the state government. Too important. Yes. To formulate the policies and programs of the state government. Too important, alright? This is too important. To formulate the policies and programs of the state government. Who will formulate the state policies? It is the secretary. The secretary will formulate the policies, and it is under the control. You will see the implementations by the legislature. Too important to formulate the policies of the state government. It's too important. It is too important. Who will make the policies? It is the state government. So this is what we came across. What these are some of the functions performed by the state secretary. Okay, you will make the policies of the state government, and you will prepare the state budgets. You can also make change in the service rules. You can also have a link between the government of India and the state government, and you can receive complaints from the people, and you can also solve them and serve as a think tank. You will also serve as a think tank. Think tank means you will advise the ministers on all important issues. Every time you will serve as a think tank, which means you will every time advise the ministers on all the important issues. Alright, so this is known as the secretariat now. Next is the directorate. Next is the directorate. Next is the directorate. Directorate means a line agency or an executive officers. We all know directorate are responsible to implement all the laws which is made in the secretariat. Too important. Directorate is too busy because the directorate is concerned with implementations of the policies in the programs which has been formulated by the secretary. So number one, the most important powers and functions performed by the directorate is you will implement the schemes, policies, and programs which is made by the secretariat. Too important. The first power is you have the power to implement the policies, the programs of the state government. So see, it's up to you. If you want to have some schemes, projects in your hand, you choose directorate as a BDO, as an inspector, so that you have the power to handle all these schemes, right? If you want. So that is the first point. Second point. To provide technical advice to the minister. Yes, in the directorate, most of them are just like technically qualified. Okay, specialized branch. Most people are from the specialized branch. So every time the minister does not have much of this technical knowledge. Take the example. I became a minister. I'm from arts background. I have done my graduation from political science. But if I'm given a minister of just like information technology, advisor for information technology in Nagaland, I won't have any knowledge, right? So I will take the technical advice from him. this directorate. To provide technical advice to the minister is another function which is performed by the directorate. Next, to prepare the budget of the department. Yes, you have to prepare the budget. Every department will have a budget, right? So who will prepare that? You have to prepare. Directorate to prepare the budget of the directorate. Next, to exercise disciplinary powers over the subordinate officers as per law. To exercise disciplinary powers. To exercise disciplinary powers. To exercise disciplinary powers over the subordinate officers as per rules. To exercise disciplinary powers over the subordinate officers as per rules. Yes, you can take some. The directorate will every time control the subordinate officers. If as a BDO, if you are not listening to the higher officer, you are going to be suspended. So too important. You have to ensure disciplinary actions against the officers, because if you are not performing their duties, you have to punish them. So directorate another powers. You have to inspect, just like you have to control over the subordinate officers. Disciplinary action has to be taken. So it is you, the directorate. Every time you will have to take disciplinary actions on the government, on the officers. Next, to make all appointments, confirmations, postings, transfers, and promotions of all the subordinate officers within the prescribed limits and approved rules. See, to make all the appointments, confirmations, transfer, promotions of all the subordinate officers within the prescribed rules and regulations. This is too important. This is too important from NPSC point of view. See, you are in the directorate, there is a director, right? So director will see that in the subdivisions as a BDO, at what time you will get promotions, whether that officer deserves to get promotion or not, skill is there or not, quality is there or not, merit is there or not. It is the directorate who will every time, just like make appointments of all this, right? The transfers, promotions has to be done by the directorate. So, see, when you break NPSC exams, you might be posted as an inspector in the Directorate of Industries. You maintain a good relationship in the directorate with the directors and all. So that your promotions, your transfers, yes, confirmations, promotions or upgradation can be done very easily. So all this is done by the directorate. Promotions, transfers, postings, yes, suspension, all is done by the directorate within the prescribed rules and regulations. So if you are unable to maintain a good relationship with the directorate, sometimes you're going to be suspended or your promotion might be delayed. So too important. Next is to organize service training programs for departmental officers. Yes, training, to organize service training programs. Another one more objective of directorate is to give training to the officers. Anytime. The directorate will every time provide service training to all the departmental officers, anytime, anywhere. You should be ready. So you are the one, the directorate, who will give you the training, the service training. Okay, in service training, you have to provide. This is another one more power. Next is to render advice to the State Public Service Commission regarding promotions and disciplinary actions. Yes, to render advice. To render advice to who? The State Public Service Commissions for promotions and disciplinary action. Yes, it is the NPSC who appoints you, right? You become just like superintendent in the Department of Industry, or might be in the Department of just like transport and all. Now you want promotions. Yes, but firstly, your directorate, your department should give an advice to the NPSC that this person deserves to get promotion. So this is so important, to give render advice to the State Public Service Commissions regarding promotions and disciplinary action. Sometimes you're going to be suspended. NPSC will suspend you, but it is only through the departments. Okay, so all this promotion department has to be done by this. Last point is to carry out departmental research and experimental programs to improve the efficiency of the department. To carry out departmental research and experimental program. To carry out departmental research and experimental program to improve the efficiency of the department. Departmental research, to carry out departmental research. Yes, too important. Sometimes your department should go on research. Without research, how can you bring changes in the department? Yes, so every time you should be ready to go for research in the department. Department of Health and Family Welfare, Department of Industry, Department of Agriculture, Department of Forest Department. You go for research and bring some changes in your own department, and that will lead you to your department to grow. Okay, so to go for departmental research and experience is another powers and function which is done in the directorate. So directorate is just a line agency. When I say a line means executive agency. Line means you are working. Okay, line means, why is so much a line agency? Because you are concerned with implementation of schemes. You are doing the work in the field work, implementation of schemes. So that's all. That's all. That's all. That is what we mean by implementations of schemes. So you are known as executive officers. Line agency are known as executive officers. Who is concerned with execution of law, implementations of law. That's all. So this is the directorate and secretariat. You came across in NPSC mains of this year. Okay, you can expect 1 in 5 marks. So you can also write by your own. What is this line agency? Line agency means the directorate, which is located outside the secretariat, and this line agency are only concerned with implementations of schemes and programs of the state government. And when I say secretariat is just concerned with advising the ministers in the formulations of laws, schemes, and policies. Okay, secretariat is just concerned with just like office work, official work. That's all. We will stop here for today. Okay, secretariat and directorate. Too important. It's too important. Too important.